Hello there, welcome to Siasat TV. It is Saturday, March 27, 2021. I am Sumaya Junaid Ahmed in Hyderabad, where we get you all the big stories of the day from across India and in the world. And here is our headlines.
55% turnout in West Bengal, 45% in Assam till noon in first phase polls. Bengal's daughter will defeat Bengal's traitor, says Trinamool Jeeb at Subendru Adhikari. United States President Joe Biden invites 40 world leaders including Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Global Climate Summit. Over 62,000 new COVID-19 cases, India's biggest one-day spike in 5 months. No permission accorded for Holi celebrations in Hyderabad, says police. Demonstrators across Myanmar shot dead as military government puts on show to mark annual Armed Forces Day. 4 killed in Bangladesh during protests against Indian Prime Minister's visit.
Let us begin with our top story. Voting for the first phase of the Bengal and Assam elections began this morning for 30 and 47 seats respectively. In Bengal, the Trinamool faces a stern test from the BJP in its bid to the third straight term. In Assam, the BJP is hoping to win the second straight term, with Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal the biggest name on the ballot today.
In 2016, the Trinamool swept 26 of the 30 seats on offer today. In Assam, the BJP won 35 of the 47 seats. Polling booths opened at 7 a.m. and will close at 6 p.m. Polling has been extended by an hour due to the COVID pandemic. In Assam, voters' turnout of 45.2% was recorded till 1:30 p.m. In Bengal, the turnout was 54.9%. Result will be declared on 2nd of May.
Moving on to our next story, the Trinamool Congress eyeing re-election in Bengal for a third consecutive term today alleged a discrepancy in poll turnout and manufacturing of EVMs as the voting began for 30 of 294 assembly seats this morning. A letter was written by MP Derek O'Brien to Election Commission and the party delegation met the poll panel in the afternoon.
In a tweet, Mamata Banerjee's party shared voting turnout figures from East Mednipur district and asked, "What is happening? Could you explain how voting percentage drastically reduced to half within a gap of 5 minutes? It's shocking. Chief Election Officer of West Bengal, please look into this urgently." Many voters in Kanti Dakshin Assembly seat alleged that they voted for TMC but VVPAT showed them the BJP symbol.
Subendru Adhikari, the brother of BJP leader Subendru Adhikari, was today reportedly attacked by alleged Trinamool Congress workers in Kontai town of West Bengal's East Midnipur district. According to Mr. Adhikari, he said his car was targeted and his driver was thrashed. He accused the ruling party of attacking him in impeding its attempt to rig the ongoing polling.
149 बूथ नंबर में थोड़ा वोटरों को प्रभावित कर रहे हैं, रोक रहे हैं वोट देने से। आपको कहीं और की भी मोटे तौर पे वोट पीसफुल हो रहा है, थोड़ा ईवीएम मेल फंक्शनिंग कर रहा है कुछ जगह। वो तो होता ही हर इलेक्शन में, वो तो ईसीआई देख रहा है।
सुमेंद्र जी को कल रोका भी गया, कैंपेनिंग के दौरान भी रोका गया, कैसे?
नहीं, वो तो फिर से गए थे, तो 3 घंटे बाद गए थे, फिर जनसंपर्क किए, लोगों से मिले, मंदिरों में गए। ठीक है,
इलेक्शन कमीशन को आप अप्रोच कर रहे हैं
जी
कि आप कैंपेनिंग करने दें,
फ्री एंड फेयर पोल हो, सब कैंपेनिंग करे, सब वोट मांगे, जनता जिसको चाहेगी उसको लाएगी।
पर आपको लग रहा है
ओवरऑल पिक्चर बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है।
क्योंकि कल टीएमसी ने एप्लीकेशन दी है, कंप्लेन की,
वो डर रहे हैं इसलिए
बहुत ज्यादा क्लैशेस होने के चांसेस हैं, ऐसा कंप्लेन।
तो वो लोग ही तो गोलमाल पकड़ रहे हैं, झमेला तो वही लोग कर रहे हैं।
आपने एक आतंक टेररिस्ट का भी नाम लिया है, क्या टेररिस्ट है, वो कहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम कर रहा है?
वो इलाका में, उस इलाके में बहुत लोगों को ऊपर अत्याचार करते हैं।
क्या नाम है?
हमने अलाउद्दीन हमने उसका नाम भी ईसीआई को देके रखा है, इसको रोकिए वरना ये पीसफुल वोटिंग होने से बाधा डालेगा।
All right, Trinamool Congress leader Derek O'Brien today in a wheeled attack at the BJP candidate from Bengal's Nandigram, Subendru Adhikari, said Bengal's daughter Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee will defeat Bengal's traitor from the assembly seat. Listen in.
Trinamool will win Bengal. Bengal's daughter will defeat Bengal's traitor in his own backyard at Nandigram. And Modi and Shah and members of the tourist gang will continue to do what they do best, try and destroy every institution in India. women in Bengal will continue to wear saris anyway.
The White House said United States President Joe Biden has invited 40 world leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to the Leaders Summit on Climate to underscore the urgency and economic benefits of stronger climate action. The two-day summit will be held virtually from April 22nd to 23rd, and it will be telecasted live for the public viewing.
The White House said on Friday it will be a key milestone on the road to the United Nations Climate Change Conference this November in Glasgow. Beside Prime Minister Narendra Modi, other leaders were invited for the summit include Chinese President Xi Jinping, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Saudi Arabia King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Bhutanese Prime Minister Lotte Tshering are the other two leaders from South Asia to be invited for the two-day mega conference on climate change.
The country cannot be the capital for illegal immigrants, the centre told the Supreme Court, which on Friday reserved orders for a fresh plea seeking direction for the immediate release of detained Rohingya refugees in Jammu and restrained the government from implementing any orders deporting them to Myanmar.
A bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde refused to hear at this stage intervention application filed by the United Nations Special Rapporteur in the matter. We will not hear you today. There is serious objection to it, the bench told the council appearing for the United Nations Special Rapporteur. We are closing it for order, said the bench, which also comprised Justice A.S. Bopanna and V. Ram Subramaniam after hearing submissions on the fresh plea.
According to a new study, potentially deadly heat waves will likely become more commonplace in South Asian countries, including India, in the coming decades, even the global warming limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Scientists, including those from Oak Ridge National Laboratory in United States, said such an increase in extreme heat events can create unsafe labor conditions in major crop production parts of India, such as Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal, as well as the coastal regions and urban centers like Kolkata, Mumbai and Hyderabad. According to the research published in the Journal of Geophysical Research Letters, with 2 degrees of warming, the population's exposure to lethal temperatures rises by close to 3 times as compared to recent years.
India recorded 62,258 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours, the biggest single-day jump since October 16, taking the total COVID case load to over 1.19 crore. 291 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours, which has pushed the total death count to 1,61,240. India, which reported its first case on January 30th last year, is the third worst hit country in the world and the pandemic after United States and Brazil. Amid the worrying rise in the number of infections, Maharashtra, the worst hit state in the country, will impose a night curfew from Sunday. Over 1.12 crore people in the country have recovered since the beginning of the virus. Telangana have recorded 495 new COVID-19 cases and 2 fatalities. Let us shift our focus to Telangana, where the city police said that no permission has been given for Holi celebrations in Hyderabad in the wake of prevailing COVID-19 situation in the state. The police also warned of the strict action against those violating rules. The police also issued a notice to the gated communities in the city, hostel owners and event organizers not to hold any Holi celebrations. They also made it clear to mandate the usage of masks and maintain social distancing.
They have also banned throwing colors at the passerby on road and vehicles. Further restrictions were also imposed on roaming of two-wheelers in group. Wine shops to be remain closed for 2 days. In the view of Holi festival, the wine shops on Sunday and Monday will remain closed. That is from 6 p.m. on Sunday to 6 a.m. on Tuesday. The orders were issued by Cyberabad Commissioner of Police V.C. Sajjanar.
A moving car caught on fire on Tangbin on Friday noon. However, no casualties have been reported as the passerby alerted the person inside the car about the smoke emanating from the rear end. People inside the car disembarked from the vehicle, averting the major mishap.
The incident took place near the Boats Club in Hyderabad. Getting into details, Vijay Kumar, a retired state government employee, went to bank near Secretariat and was returning via Tank Bund Road when fire erupted from the car. Vijay Kumar and his wife got down from the vehicle after being alerted by motorists. Vijay Kumar complained that no one had come from the fire station to put out the fire.
Moving on to our international news, several civilians including children were reported killed across Myanmar on Saturday as the military government puts on a major show of strength for annual armed forces day, even the struggle to quell widespread protests against its rule.
According to numerous news reports, at least 3 protesters were shot dead and several injured in the country's largest city, Yangon. Earlier, 8 people were also killed in Dala Township, just south of Yangon. Another protester was also killed and 4 others were seriously injured in Bago region on Saturday morning. The military earlier warned that pro-democracy protesters risked being shot in the head or back if they continue their demonstration, adding that it was determined to prevent any disruptions to the military events in the capital.
Alright, the Taliban has threatened to resume hostilities against foreign troops in Afghanistan if they did not meet the May 1st deadline to withdraw. The armed group's threat followed comments by the United States President Joe Biden, who on Thursday said it would be hard to withdraw the last US troops by the deadline, which was agreed with the Washington last year.
The Taliban said it was committed to the agreement, which is termed the most sensible and the shortest path to end conflict. Responsibility for its prolongation will be on the shoulders of those who committed this violation, the statement said. Under the February 2020 deal negotiated by Biden's predecessor Donald Trump's administration, the United States promised to withdraw all the 2,500 United States troops left in Afghanistan. In return, the Taliban pledged to renounce violence, prevent groups such as Al-Qaeda from using Afghanistan as the base from which to attack United States and allied targets, and enter into intra-Afghan peace talks. Yet violence continues to plague the South Asian country, including a recent rise in killings of journalists, aid workers and government employees.
At least 4 people were killed in the Bangladeshi city of Chittagong after police fired at protesters during demonstration against visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Modi is in Bangladesh to attend Golden Jubilee celebrations of independence and the birth centenary of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the country's founder and the father of current Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The protesters in the Chittagong were from Hifazat-e-Islam, Bangladesh, an Islamist group opposed to visit of Modi, who critics say has been pushing a Hindu-first agenda in India.
Police official in Chittagong said that 8 people were brought to hospital in the city with gunshot wounds, of which 4 succumbed to their injuries. Protests at the main mosque in the city, Dhaka, were dispersed by the police using tear gas and rubber bullets, injured scores of people after clashes broke out between groups of demonstrators. Hundreds of protesters had gathered outside Dhaka's Baitul Mukarram mosque after Friday prayers. Witnesses said violent clashes broke out after one faction of protesters began waving their shoes as a sign of disrespect to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and another group tried to stop them.
Before we wrap up our bulletin, let's have a look on our headlines.
55% turnout in West Bengal, 45% in Assam till noon in first phase polls. Bengal's daughter will defeat Bengal's traitor, says Trinamool Jeeb at Subendru Adhikari. United States President Joe Biden invites 40 world leaders including Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Global Climate Summit. Over 62,000 new COVID-19 cases, India's biggest one-day spike in 5 months. No permission accorded for Holi celebrations in Hyderabad, says police. Demonstrators across Myanmar shot dead as military government puts on show to mark annual Armed Forces Day. 4 killed in Bangladesh during protests against Indian Prime Minister's visit.
Well, that is the Siasat TV English news for this Saturday. Thanks for watching. I am Sumayya Junaid Ahmed. Have a great day.